There you go. All right.
People in the community were sort of immediately dismissing the importance of the hate crimes bill as you know, an easy win and not impacting nearly as many people in the community as other things could, and a sort of a move by the Obama administration to forestall having to do things that were more difficult.
I promised Judy Shepard when she saw me in the Oval Office that this day would come.
I get really concerned, honestly, when the community and or some of the naysayers out there call these little steps. These are big steps. These are significant steps. These impact real people's lives.
But we don't need a study to know that Don't Ask, Don't Tell is discriminatory, it's wrong, and it should be repealed right now.
As a country, in terms of public opinion and in terms of culturally, we've made a lot of progress. I think our politics has been very slow to catch up with that cultural shift.
President Obama and all of the leaders in Congress are absolutely afraid because they judge their world by political measures. And something has told them that gay issues are always a net negative.
To support Don't Ask, Don't Tell is a much bigger political risk than to try to repeal it. I mean, it's just a bizarre policy that I think 70% plus of the American people think is ridiculous.
It doesn't matter if a soldier is lesbian, gay, or straight. What matters is they get the job done for our country.
On May 27, 2010, the House of Representatives passed the Murphy Amendment to repeal Don't Ask, Don't Tell. The amendment dismantles the policy only after the Pentagon completes its review process and after military leaders certify that repeal would not harm national security or military readiness. Many consider this to be a compromise.
On this vote, the ayes are 234 and the nays are 194. The amendment is adopted.
The moment that the advocacy group leaders walked out of that meeting and knew that they had compromised, we as a community should have known we'd lost something.
Compromise that takes a few months longer to fully realize what we're trying to do, which is eliminate the ban on all LGBT people serving in the military, is necessary if that is deemed the only road possible.
As a commissioned Army officer, I'm absolutely disappointed with the immorality of any leader who does not take action against oppression that exists, against the most un-American of policies that would force those who would die for America to lie because of America, because of our laws.
It's easy for people on the outside to look at it and say, well, this isn't the way this should be done. They want it done. The president's going to get it done. He's going to get it done right.
I'm sorry, do you want to come up here?
Interrupting the president at a Barbara Boxer fundraiser. Dan Choi handcuffing himself to the White House gates. They look at that on one side, and then they look at, HRC ostensibly, doing quiet lobbying behind the scenes. Not very flashy, but really getting things done behind closed doors.
No more money! No more votes!
The problem, I think, is that we have the angry activists who are making a real dent, but we don't have the people behind the scenes. Behind the scenes, HRC is being too goddamn nice. And we've gotten reports from meeting after meeting of how HRC has acted at the White House and on the Hill. They haven't exactly been our fierce advocate either.
Equal rights! Now! Equal rights! Now!
Demanding that something happen, that yelling and screaming and any of the other things that I would like to do generally doesn't make things happen.
President Obama, I don't want to have to stand here just as much as those service members do not want to have to chain themselves to the fence.
I happen to come down on the side of taking actions that actually produce things for people. And I'll be the first person to say that under this administration, we have not produced as much as we would have hoped. We've certainly done more for LGBT people in the context of the last 18 months of this administration than in any previous administration.
It's not our job to tell people not to push. There's a strategic way to push, though, and that's the message I would like to get across.
The reality is 28 states in this United States of America. People, can you pay attention?
We understand the frustration. We get it. But there's ways to help in ways that aren't necessarily totally helpful.
Chained with nothing! Chained with nothing! But hard dignity! Hard dignity! I am somebody!
There are conflicting views, and there are differences of opinion, and there are arguments, and there's tension. But that's the way that it's supposed to be. And as long as we're all working toward the same goal, then we're going to get there.
I was going to say welcome to the White House, but you guys seem like you feel right at home.
In June 2010, President Obama hosted his second Gay Pride reception at the White House. Once again, he assured the community of his commitment to full equality.
1 year ago, in this room, we marked the 40th anniversary of the Stonewall protests. And some of you were here, and you may remember that I pledged then that even at a time when we faced enormous challenges, both on the economy and in our foreign policy, that we would not put aside matters of basic equality. And we haven't.
Come November, it's over. There's talk of losing the House in the November congressional elections, and look at how hard it is to get this crap passed now. We don't even have a repeal of Don't Ask, Don't Tell passed. Imagine what's going to happen if we lose 20, 30, or 40 more Democrats, and we're supposed to sit back and just wait. Well, I got news for you. Our community's got about 2 or 3 months left before the Obama era becomes, I think, a bust, because we're going to lose the Congress, or we're going to lose enough seats that it's just not going to matter.
Every member of the House of Representatives and a third of the senators are up for re-election this November. And LGBT people should be working on the campaign of their choice. If it's your candidate, go work for that candidate. Go work on that candidate and get the message out there that we need these things. We need our agenda to move forward.
When I was first arrested, I stood outside the White House and I said, I started screaming. I was like, I should not have to be doing this. I campaigned to put you where you were because I believed in the rhetoric that you said. And it's not that I don't believe that he believes in the rhetoric. It's I don't believe at this moment I've seen that he has the courage to produce the change that he promised us and that he campaigned on and that I campaigned for him on. And what I feel, deeply hurt and conflicted around is I don't want to have to get arrested, but I will if I have to. I don't want to have to organize other people to get arrested, but I will if I have to.
The Congress of the United States, the presidency of the United States, they've been passively denying us our rights for centuries and actively denying us our rights for decades. And it's time for that to stop, but we need to put our foot down and we need to step up, step out, and get our work done. That's the only way we'll get them to do their work.